Hey everyone, Zane here. Today we're diving into a topic that's equal parts fascinating and unnerving, the ethical dilemmas of artificial intelligence. Now we all love our smart devices, recommendation algorithms, and the promise of AI solving complex problems. But as AI seeps deeper into our lives, it brings a whole host of ethical quandaries that we, as a society, need to grapple with. From biased algorithms to job displacement, the implications of AI are profound and far-reaching. Over the next 10 chapters, we'll unpack these dilemmas, exploring the challenges and opportunities they present. So, buckle up, grab your thinking caps, and let's explore the ethical labyrinth of AI together. Let's kick things off with a big one: bias. AI systems learn from the data we feed them. When we feed AI biased data, it learns those biases. Imagine an AI hiring tool trained on biased data. This bias can seep into everything from loans to criminal justice. Amazon scrapped their AI recruiting tool due to bias. Facial recognition systems are less accurate for people of color. How do we create fair AI when the data is flawed? We need methods to detect and mitigate bias in AI. Let's talk about privacy, or the lack thereof. Our every online move is tracked, analyzed, and monetized. AI drives this data-hungry machine, collecting and analyzing our data often without consent. It's about control, autonomy, and the right to exist without constant monitoring. Surveillance chills free speech and dissent. Data influences decisions, manipulates emotions, and predicts behavior. Alright, let's address the elephant in the algorithm: job displacement. AI is automating tasks at an unprecedented rate, and while this promises increased efficiency and productivity, it also raises concerns about job security. From truck drivers to factory workers, millions of people face the prospect of their jobs being replaced by machines. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Technology has always created and destroyed jobs. This is nothing new, and you'd be right to an extent. But the scale and pace of AI-driven automation are unlike anything we've seen before. It's not just blue-collar jobs at risk either. White-collar professions like accounting, law, and even medicine are feeling the heat. So what do? Do we try to halt the march of progress? I don't think that's realistic or even desirable. Instead, we need to adapt. We need to focus on retraining and upskilling our workforce for the jobs of the future. Jobs that require creativity, critical thinking, and emotional intelligence, skills that AI, at least for now, can't replicate. This means investing in education and training programs that equip people with the skills they need to thrive in an AI-powered economy. Chapter 4. When Machines Choose Who Lives and Dies. This next one is straight out of a sci-fi movie, but it's a reality we need to confront: autonomous weapons. We're talking about AI-powered drones, robots, and other weapon systems that can select and engage targets without human intervention. Now, proponents argue that these weapons can reduce civilian casualties, make faster decisions in the heat of battle, and even prevent wars altogether. But critics, myself included, see a terrifying future where machines are making life-and-death decisions on the battlefield. Imagine a swarm of AI-controlled drones unleashed on a city, programmed to identify and eliminate enemy combatants. What happens when there's a glitch in the system? What about unintended consequences or collateral damage? Who's held accountable when a machine takes a human life? The ethical implications are staggering. We're essentially talking about outsourcing morality to algorithms, allowing machines to decide who lives and who dies. The age of AI propaganda. Alright, let's talk about something a little closer to home: the spread of misinformation and the erosion of trust in the digital age. AI, with its ability to generate realistic-looking fake videos, audio, and text, is a potent tool for propaganda and manipulation. We've all seen the deepfakes, those eerily realistic videos that can make anyone appear to say or do anything. Imagine the damage this technology could do in the wrong hands. It could sway elections, incite violence, and sow discord on a massive scale. But it's not just about deepfakes. AI-powered bots and trolls are already flooding social media platforms, spreading propaganda, amplifying divisive content, and manipulating public opinion. They create echo chambers where people are only exposed to information that confirms their existing biases, making it harder to discern fact from fiction. This erosion of trust is incredibly dangerous. Inside the black box. Now let's peer into the mysterious realm of AI decision-making. Many AI systems, particularly those based on deep learning, operate as black boxes. We know the data they're trained on and the outcomes they produce, but the actual decision-making process remains opaque, even to the engineers who designed them. This lack of transparency raises serious concerns about accountability, fairness, and bias. If we don't understand how an AI system is making decisions, how can we ensure those decisions are fair, unbiased, and ethical? How can we hold anyone accountable when things go wrong? Imagine an AI system used in healthcare to diagnose patients or recommend treatments. The illusion of choice. Let's talk about consent and agency in the age of AI. Are we truly in control? Or are we becoming passive passengers in the backseat of our own lives? Every time you click on a recommended video, scroll through your social media feed, or choose a route on your GPS app, you're being nudged by algorithms. These algorithms are designed to keep you engaged, to show you content you're likely to click on, to keep you scrolling and consuming. Now, some might argue that this is just harmless personalization, making our lives easier and more convenient. But what happens when these algorithms start shaping our beliefs, values, and behaviors in ways we don't even realize? What happens when we become so reliant on these systems that we lose the ability to think critically, make independent decisions, or even imagine alternatives? The constant barrage of personalized content can create filter bubbles, echo chambers where we're only exposed to information that confirms our existing biases, making us more polarized and less open to different perspectives. Alright, let's talk about a potential consequence of our increasing reliance on AI, the de-skilling of humanity. As we offload more and more tasks to machines, are we at risk of losing essential skills, knowledge, and even aspects of our humanity? Think about it. We already rely on GPS navigation to get around, calculators to do math, and spell check to write. What happens when AI becomes even more sophisticated, capable of handling even more complex tasks? Will we lose the ability to navigate without GPS, do basic arithmetic, or even write a coherent sentence? Now, some might argue that this is just a natural progression, that we're freeing ourselves from mundane tasks to focus on higher-level thinking and creativity. And while that's certainly a possibility, I can't help but feel a sense of unease. There's a certain beauty in the struggle, in the process of learning and mastering a skill. It's through this struggle that we develop patience, perseverance, and problem-solving abilities. This next one is a real head-scratcher: ethical programming. How do we program morality into machines? How do we teach AI to distinguish right from wrong, to make ethical decisions in complex, nuanced situations? It's a question that philosophers have been grappling with for centuries, and now, with the rise of AI, it's taking on a whole new urgency. We're talking about machines making decisions that have real-world consequences, decisions that could impact human lives, livelihoods, and even the fate of our planet. Consider the classic ethical dilemma of the self-driving car faced with an unavoidable accident. Should it swerve to avoid hitting a pedestrian, even if it means putting the passengers at risk? Should it prioritize the lives of the young over the old, the many over the few? These are agonizing decisions, ones that we as humans struggle with. And now, we're asking machines to make them for us. But how can we possibly program an algorithm to make these kinds of judgments that often involve subjective values, moral principles, and even gut feelings? There's no easy answer, no one-size-fits-all solution. And finally, let's talk about something that's already shaping our world in profound ways: social manipulation. AI algorithms, particularly those used by social media platforms and search engines, have an incredible ability to influence our thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors. Think about it. Every time you log on to Facebook, YouTube, or Google, you're being fed a steady diet of content curated by algorithms. These algorithms are designed to keep you engaged, to show you content you're likely to click on, to keep you scrolling and consuming. But what happens when these algorithms start shaping our understanding of the world, our political views, or even our sense of identity? What happens when we become so reliant on these systems for information and entertainment that we lose the ability to think critically, question authority, or even imagine alternatives? The potential for manipulation is vast. AI-powered recommendation systems can create filter bubbles, echo chambers where we're only exposed to information that confirms our existing biases, making us more polarized and less open to different perspectives. Social media algorithms can be gamed to spread propaganda, sow discord, and influence elections. So there we have it, 10 ethical dilemmas brought to you by the ever-evolving world of AI. It's a complex landscape full of potential pitfalls and unforeseen consequences, but it's also a landscape brimming with opportunity, A chance to build a future where technology empowers us, not defines us. The key, as with any powerful tool, lies in responsible development and deployment. We need to move forward with a healthy dose of caution, ensuring that ethical considerations are at the forefront of every decision we make. This isn't just the responsibility of tech companies or policymakers, it's a conversation we all need to be a part of. By educating ourselves about the potential impacts of AI, engaging in open and honest dialogue and demanding transparency and accountability from those in power, we can help shape a future where AI is a force for good in the world. The future is unwritten, and the choices we make today will determine the path we take. Let's choose wisely.